what was it like at GE, starting off as a junior analyst and rise through the ranks? When you do a self-reflection, could you shed some light on what made the whole thing tick for you?
Yeah, I'd say there's two or three things that really come to mind. One is, and I think this is a huge deal, is just even though I had 30 years with one company, I did a lot of different roles along the way. And I think this concept of getting outside of your comfort zone is hugely important. So, and again, not all of it was planned, but my first role in back in 1993 when I first went to GE Capital, I applied for a job to be head of business development for an equipment leasing business working over in Europe. And I had never basically been in business development. I've never worked in Europe, and I didn't really know anything about financial services. But I put myself in a position where I was willing to take the personal risk. I was fortunate that my wife was willing to go along too, and on that journey. So I think finding something that is going to challenge you, get you out of your comfort zone, is one of the very few ways that it also allows you to build self-confidence. Doing something that you didn't think that you could do or you've done before. So that's one part of it. The second part of it, which I think people really underestimate, is just how important your network is.
Right.
And related to that is your brand. I mean, your network is something that I to this day feel like I work on every single day. Making new connections, fostering existing connections. That is something that you can control. And look, I think LinkedIn is an example, very powerful, but it's not the end all be all, right? I mean, you've got to make sure you are building those relationships. So that's sort of the second part of it. And the third part, Raj, is probably just being ruthless at prioritizing. And I really do mean ruthless in a way where, as you climb in any, organization, whatever that looks like, you're going to have so many competing demands on your time. Right. And I think prioritizing, and at the end of the day, you've got to be viewed as somebody that is, ultimately winning more than losing, and doing the deals that work, being a good leader. But if there's one thing I would just make, I think going back to my first point, inertia can be a killer. And right. Don't allow the inertia to kill you. Make sure that if you're not feeling discomfort every now and again, you're just not learning.